WRFG 89.3 FM, our radio home for the past 15 plus years. Definitely. I always like to say thank you, and I really appreciate them providing a platform and giving me an opportunity to talk my chit, not my chit. Giving me an opportunity to speak my mind, and also giving a platform for me to let people tell their amazing stories for the past 15 years. All right? Now, with that being said, I also got to say one time for the good people over at Live 365. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is Live 365? Live 365 is basically they are the internet's longest running streaming site. But they're not your basic song streaming site. No, they're not. They are a streaming site for internet radio stations. Now, a lot of your favorite radio stations, they definitely go through them to broadcast via the internet. All right? Now, when they first launched, you had a radio station, terrestrial radio, who didn't have avenues to basically have their music heard on the internet. So they went through Live 365. Well, I'm happy to announce that we've partnered with Live 365, and now we've been given an opportunity to launch our very own internet radio station. So welcome to the world, Ride 95. That's right, we have a brand new station through Live 365, and the name of that station is Ride 95. So I want to say definitely thank you to them, and I want to let you all know how to actually access our station. All you got to do is go to your mobile device, go to your app store, whether you got an Android or iPhone, download the Live 365 app. Once you download the app, in the search engine, type in the word RIDE, then the numbers 95, RIDE 95. Our logo will pop up, and we are right there, funky fresh in the flesh for you. All right? Lock us in. We got music for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Definitely over there giving you the good word, good music, and original programming. All right? So again, thank you to the good people over at Live 365 for giving us an opportunity to expand our platform. All right? One time for RFG, WRFG 89.3 FM, and one time for Live 365. All right. Now, for all those who do not know, today is Sunday, June the 28th. All right, Sunday, June the 28th. I do not have a large amount of birthdays for you, but I do have some birthdays I definitely got to go over. All right, so I got to start off by saying happy birthday to one of the finalists of Jermaine Dupri's show, The Rap Game. Got to say happy birthday to Sire. Sire turns 16 years old today, so definitely happy birthday to Sire. I also got to say happy birthday to one of my favorite actresses. Most people know her from the Martin Lawrence show. She also was on a show called Players Remorse on Showtime. Happy birthday to Miss Tashina Arnold. Tashina Arnold turns 51 years old today. Gotta say happy birthday to NBA basketball player, member of the Washington Wizards, my man Bradley Beal. Turns 27 years old today. Also got to say happy birthday to Miami, Florida rapper, the Opalaka Goon, now member of the cast of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Got to say happy birthday to Briscoe. Briscoe turns 37 years old today. All right, now, as I switch gears and I go to my Facebook page, I always got to shout out and recognize those people on Facebook who are rocking with me. Got to say happy birthday to a former co-worker of mine, but all-around great guy, treated me like a brother. And my brother, as he will always say, my brother from another mother. My brother from another mother. Got to say happy birthday to my good buddy, good man, hard-working family guy. Got to say happy birthday to my man, Mr. Jonathan Rush, all right, who definitely always supported me. And, man, we had some great conversations. And I got to say, John, I miss you, big dog. I miss you. You were my compadre, man. We got it in. All right, and I also got to say one time, and happy birthday to longtime supporter of the Riding Dirty Show, comedian Chris Fraley, a.k.a. Black Man. Definitely happy birthday to them. Happy birthday to everybody I aforementioned. And I always like to tell you guys, man, if you want to say happy birthday to someone, a great way, especially if you participate in social media, a great way to wish them happy birthday is to follow them on social media. check out what they got going, whether it's past, present, or even future. All right, rock with them. Hashtag happy birthday, and make sure you hashtag riding dirty radio when you definitely tell them. And that'll let them know that you heard it was their birthday on the Riding Dirty show. Okay, today, Sunday, June 28th, for those who don't know, today is National Logistics Day. All right, I repeat, today is National Logistics Day. Now, you might ask yourself, what is National Logistics Day? Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you what it is. Now, annually, National Logistics Day on June 28th promotes appreciation for the important role that the logistic industry plays in both our national and global economies. All right, the logistic industry first started to take form when Marco Polo traveled to China on the Silk Road. He detailed written records paved the way for future traders and merchants traveling between Europe and China. All right. In 1896, the invention of the horseless carriage semi-truck improved how things move across our country. Just 14 years later, the first air cargo flight took place in 1910. The flight between Dayton and Columbus drastically increased the speed from which goods could be delivered in the U.S. By 1956, the first container ship sailed from the port of New Jersey to Texas. Shipments forever changed how goods moved around the country. These advancements demonstrate how logistics connect the world and always have. All right, the way to observe National Logistics Day is, while celebrating the day, be sure to visit nationallogisticsday.com to read the interesting facts about the logistics industry. When you're there, you can also grab a copy of the fictional holiday logo or download a complimentary copy of Logistic Careers for Dummies ebook. Don't forget to use the hashtag National Logistics Day if participating on social media. So one time for everybody in the logistics industry who've definitely pushed things forward, especially in the transportation and the moving them back and forth of goods and products, man. We definitely, without logistics, then this world would be not as industrial as it is. So again, one time for National Logistics Day and for everyone who works in that field. All right. Now, y'all know my man last year, he blew the world's mind by claiming to be the king of R&B. Well, it appears that my man Jaquez, who has been dating or has been in a relationship with rapper Dreezy, seems like he's ready to settle down and tie the knot and start a family. So we're going to definitely see how that works out. All right. Also in celebrity news, it seems like comedian Lil Duval, y'all know, I'm living my best life. Don't go back and forth with you. All right. It seems like Lil Duval is currently being sued for copyright infringement by an artist and a former friend who he worked with in creating music. All right? Okay. So we're going to definitely see how that works out. You know, and it always happens a lot of times. You have a lot of people when they're on the come up, when they're on the grind, they work with people, and they tend to, they might take your music. They might take something you've done. All right? Seems like Lil Baby, not only is he on the top of the chart when it comes to hip-hop, he's also on the top of the chart when it comes to feature. Lil Baby is currently charging $100,000. That's right. Lil Baby is charging $100,000 per feature. All right. Last but not least, definitely look for a future collaboration. It seems like, you know, I told you guys last week that Snoop Dogg was working with Willie Nelson. Well, it seems like now Snoop Dogg is currently in the studio cooking up something with Dr. Dre and, wait for it, Kanye West. All right? I can't wait to see that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I just gave you guys a little celebrity news. I told you we were celebrating birthday today. And again, I definitely want to commend everyone. And y'all join me as we celebrate National Logistics Day. And I'll let you know about the good people at RFG and Live 365. Now it's time for me to do what I do best and what I enjoy most. And that's bring you the people who are definitely molding, shaping us into a better future. The people that are captivating our industry, captivating our culture, whether it's through arts, entertainment, philanthropism, entrepreneurship, whatever it might be. This is for the people who have a story to tell. and today is no different than any other day on the Ride and Dirty Show. So welcome to the Ride and Dirty platform, actress Deborah Lee Fong. How you doing, ma'am?
Well, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on your show today. Thank you.
Man, I'm so glad you're here. And first of all, I love it when the ladies come on, because it seems like too many men are always working in the field of entrepreneurship, entertainment, or whatever the case may be. So I love when the ladies come on, number one. Number two, I love talking to actors and actresses because people really don't understand how you guys provide entertainment and mold and shape things. I often tell my wife, like, we watch these movies, she's like, it's just a movie. I'm like, yes, but this stuff was derived from real places. So I love talking to people who are in the television and movie field. So thank you for coming on and being a part.
Absolutely my pleasure. Thank you for telling me about National Logistics Day. I truly didn't know about it, so thank you.
All right. So let's dive right into it. The first thing I got to ask, and if you don't mind, can I call you Miss Deborah, or can I call you Miss Lee?
You can call me Deborah. That's fine.
Okay. All right. So where is Deborah from? And when did you decide that you had the ability to act? Or when did you know?
Well, I am from New York. I was born and raised in New York. My parents are immigrants to this country, and I have to credit my mom for introducing me to the world of dance and theater, because as a little girl, she wanted to learn how to dance, and her father was a rather strict conservative gentleman who did not want his daughter dancing. So I think my mom decided that when she had a daughter, she was going to let that little girl dance, and that's what she did with me. And then she introduced me to acting class, and while dancing is a love, I truly felt that my imagination, my life, the spirit of the actor kind of awakened in me probably when I was in around elementary school, because that's when my acting classes started, and continued through middle school. And then I auditioned for the High School of Performing Arts, which at that time was down on West 46th Street, not up at Lincoln Center. And that's where it all kind of started gelling. You know, this idea of creating authentic stories and having the ability to tell other people's stories, and also using myself in telling those stories. So that's where it really kind of started and just grew from there.
All right. Let's go back a little bit about dancing. How far did your dance career take you? Like, were you able to do, were you able to perform in front of people? What type of dance did you indulge in?
I was trained in modern dance, and I did dance straight through high school and college. And then, actually, when I started pursuing theater in my 20s, when I moved back to New York from the West Coast, because I went to college in Mexico City for a year, ended up in California for 3 years, and then lived in San Francisco for a year. So I was pursuing my classes and performing and in plays. And then I got a chance to choreograph a piece for Toby Roberts in Pericles at the Jean Cocteau Repertory Theater. And that was a lot of fun. And probably that's when I started leaning more towards acting than dancing after that show. But that was fun. The show got an Obie, not for the choreography necessarily, but it was fun to be in a show that was so recognized.
Okay. Now let's leapfrog into being an actress. Where did you first say? Because I know, number one, it takes a lot of courage to get up and dance in front of people. But when did you get hit, as they say, by the acting bug?
I would say in high school. I had at the High School of Performing Arts, your day was split up between your studio and your academics. And the bug, the desire to really get up there and let someone into your life through the words of somebody else, that's when it really all started. And then again in college, I went to a performing arts school for my undergraduate degree. So that's how it really started. It never went away, but life gets in the way sometimes of pursuing your passion and dreams. And so for a long time, I've been kind of using what I learned as an actor in my life in developing community programs for young people and helping young people find their voice as well. But the passion to act and to get up in front of people has never really left.
Okay. All right.
But, I got married along the way and had children.
Okay. Now, who were some of the actors and actresses you grew up inspiring? Or who are some of those who make you want to say, you look at them like, man, I believe them. I believe what they're saying, and they molded and shaped you and captivated you to be an actress?
Sure. Well, as a little girl, it was Ruby Dee, Ossie Davis, Mary Alice, bringing it up to today, Viola Davis, Octavia Spencer, Regina King, who I remember seeing as a young woman on TV, when she was a young girl coming up. Regina Hall today. There's just so many in terms of women, in terms of men. I mean, of course, the earliest I remember was Sidney Poitier. Watching him was amazing because, of course, we were seeing people I was seeing somebody that looked like me, right?
Right.
And that was really important. That was really, really important, coming up and being able to identify with the actors and the images on the screen and in the theater.
All right. Now, you mentioned...
So I was fortunate.
You mentioned getting married and having kids. Has any of your kids decided to pursue acting as a profession?
No, and I guess some people would say fortunately, and some people would say unfortunately. My children, who are now young adults, have pursued their passion. My son is a sports enthusiast, and he is now the general manager of a minor league baseball team in Central California. And, it's very fulfilling when you see your children pursuing their dreams and becoming successful. And my daughter is in Chicago, and she works for an organization by the name of ADA 25 Leadership. And that organization provides training and opportunities for the disabled population to assume leadership roles in corporations and cultural and business institutions. And that is her passion.
Okay.
So they are not in theater, but they are pursuing their passion, and that's terrific.
All right. Now, what is your favorite form when it comes to, showing your skills? Like, do you like screenplays, small screen, big screen? Like, what do you prefer?
I prefer to work more than anything else. And so whatever you're planning to offer me, I'm looking forward to that opportunity. I love the idea of live theater. There's an energy there that is truly motivating and kind of like just there. At that moment, you have to just jump in and be there. And of course, screen is a different technique, but again, it's being authentic in all types of medium. That's the most important to me.
All right.
So I'm learning every day. I'm learning whether it's in front of a camera or on a stage.
All right. Do you remember your very first piece of work? And if so, what was it?
My very first piece of work was The Ghost of Christmas Past. It's a Christmas story. And, you asked me just a little while ago, when did the acting bug get me? I think that was it. And that was when I was a very young child. And throughout the rehearsals, the director kept saying, oh, my goodness, I don't know if she's going to be able to do this. I don't know. And then when the performance came, it was like, oh, my goodness, this is where I want to be. So maybe that's where it was when I was really quite young.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about Footsteps and Footsteps 2. What was that experience like for you?
Yeah. That was really terrific. That was years ago, and it was a series on PBS that was commissioned by the Department of Education to help parents learn various parenting skills and talk about the different the different scenarios that happen when you're raising your children. And I got to participate in a series about step parenting. I had 2 children. I married, it was my second marriage, and I married a man. And it was, how does that man relate to the children? How do we build a family? And it was terrific. I worked with a great actor. His name was Damien Link, and it was tremendous. It really brought me back into the theater when I was in my 20s and propelled me there until I had to, my priorities changed. And so for a long time, I used my creative skills in my everyday life. I was in public relations and, as I said, developing programs for young children and working in a theater and education company for around 10 years with kids, working on conflict resolution skills and finding their own voice, developing their form of expression. And that was really great as well.
All right. Also, let's talk a little bit about You and Your Decisions, the film You and Your Decisions. What was that like? And what was your part in that?
That was, I was a young woman who was making, well, it was actually playing teenagers, so it was a while ago, but the whole idea was taking responsibility for your actions, whether it is taking up drugs or drinking and alcohol, and what you have to do. Where is your responsibility in yourself? And what steps do you have to take when you make your own decision? How do you redeem yourself, and how do you forgive yourself and learn from it? I think that's one of the most important things that we can ever learn is, okay, so we make a decision, we make a mistake perhaps, but you don't punish yourself forever for that mistake. You have to learn to forgive yourself, learn and move on as well.
All right, definitely. What would be your advice for aspiring actresses and actors?
I would truly recommend and advise that you always stay in the realm of learning, that there's never a time that you don't learn. You learn from all of your experiences. Perhaps you're not getting the jobs right away, but you're doing something else. That is an experience that you're going to use as an actor. Do not give up on your dream. Be reasonable, be intelligent, be wise in your choices. But know that it's a hard road. It's a hard road to follow. Sometimes your dreams have to be put on the back burner a little bit, but every experience that you have is preparing you for the next step. And that's what I had to learn as well. Every experience is a learning process for the next step. Stay connected to people that are going to help you grow. Keep learning. Make your networking circle productive for you and beneficial. And don't give up. Don't give up.
All right. Now, what would be your advice for ladies, actresses who, because we always hear about the casting couch. We definitely, you know, in the midst of the Me Too movement, we've heard horrible stories about Weinstein and just all kind of stories about the infamous casting couch. What would be your advice to young ladies trying to break into the industry?
Your self-respect, and you must have self-esteem, and you do not ever have to bend to the will of someone else if it makes you uncomfortable. The Me Too movement has given voice to this. We know that unacceptable behavior is unacceptable. Do not demean yourself. Do not do anything that you find uncomfortable. You don't have to. That's not part of this industry. That's not part of your dream.
Okay, no doubt. Definitely.
Your dignity is what you have to hold on to. Correct.
Definitely. All right. How do you feel about the emergence of webisodes and web series when it comes to sites like YouTube or streaming sites like Tubi, when because it's definitely giving opportunities to a lot of actors and actresses who might not normally be seen.
Absolutely. I think technology has given us so many different platforms and the opportunity to explore, to promote yourself, and to develop your own platforms for the theater. I mean, one of the biggest things that you'll hear, I think, from a lot of actors is that it's time to develop your own pieces. Don't wait for somebody else. Use your creativity. Use your writing, collaboration. I think one of the things that I find most interesting in terms of what we're doing culturally and creatively right now in terms of theater and entertainment, music, is what we're seeing because we have been confined and quarantined. So people are reaching out across all different platforms and producing things online. And it's fascinating. It's wonderful. The opportunity to keep honing your craft and sharing your craft and collaborating with people perhaps that you would not have been collaborating with under normal circumstances, right? We're meeting different needs and we're finding ways to express ourselves. So I think that the creation of all of these different platforms has been wonderful. And will continue, I think. I think it's going to continue.
Okay. And my last question, before we get out of here, let's talk a little bit about the Urban World Film Festival live screenplay readings and your part in that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I had the great opportunity to play this character, Agnes, in an original play by a screenplay by Pauline Gray. The name of it is
90 seconds.
And Agnes is the kind of person that you meet who becomes the mother of all the people who work together in the office. She's the mother. She's the protector. She's the person when somebody is upset, she'll bring them a cup of tea and soothe them. And it was just such a lovely role. And it was so exciting to be part of the Urban Arts World Film Festival because you have people from all over the world bringing their authentic stories, diverse stories
60
in one
seconds.
location and sharing ideas and critiquing each other's work and a melding of energy that is really so necessary as part of the creative process. So I was very privileged to have been cast in the Secret Santa cast. It was a lot of fun, and I learned so very much from everyone.
All right. Before I let you go, my last question is, what's next for Deborah Lee Fong?
Well, next, hopefully, is that we come through everything that we're going through as a nation and as a people in a much better stand. That's my first hope and wish. Then from
10 seconds.
Several projects that are coming up in the rest, I hope, of 2020. As soon as we can go back into production, there were a couple of projects that I'm looking forward to continuing and a special project that I have about pursuing your passion and not giving up your dreams. So I'm hoping that production will start on all of those projects again. We have a few in the bucket, one would say, I guess, and we are looking for the very exciting time when production can start back up again.
All right.
And continuing to keep working on my craft.
Okay. All right. I said last question, but this is the last question. Because as I'm looking over information, I noticed something. And this is going back to you dancing. So you definitely do salsa because you're bilingual. You already know where I'm going, Miss Deborah. You definitely do salsa, and I definitely need to get my salsa on. You know, my wife is from Mexico, and we like to, get our dance on and all the different dances of that nature. But I noticed pole dancing. Let me find out Deborah Lee Fong has pole dancing classes.
Yes, I love my pole dancing class, and that's why I'm just as giddy as can be about it. I discovered pole dancing maybe 5-6 years ago, and I did it because I had been running. I was a jogger, but I actually blew out my knees, and I still needed to exercise. And I thought, oh my goodness, this sounds like a lot of fun. It's a tremendous workout. But you know what was so incredible? It was the camaraderie of my other classmates and the support and wonderful feeling of freedom, of discovering your body in a different way and developing muscles and toning that was amazing. So yes, pole dancing is an incredible exercise. It is liberating, and it is something that I would recommend for anyone.
All right. Miss Deborah, thank you for being on the show. Thank you for taking us a walk in your life. Thank you for just providing inspiration to people, and definitely those who want to pursue being an actor or actress. Let people know how to keep up with you, how to find out what's going on in your life.
You can find me on Instagram at hashtag Deborah, DEBORAH, Lee, LEE, Fong. F is in Frank, ONG. Hit me up, let me hear from you, follow me, and I'm happy to include you in my world. And thank you so much for letting me come on your show today. This was great.
All right. Continued success, and definitely keep us posted on any projects or anything you got going on, big or small.
You got it. Thank you so much.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was actress Deborah Lee Fong. Y'all definitely, when you get an opportunity, look her up, follow her on Instagram, and get familiar with her, all right? It's your boy, Vic XL. This is the Ride and Dirty Show. We'll be back tomorrow with another exciting interview. Y'all be blessed. Peace.